Welcome to the channel Aviation Cadet, and this is Sabu Shah. And today I will talk about the flight MU5375, China Eastern Airlines, and a bit of rumors are being spread about this flight, and China Civil Aviation Authority or Civil Aviation Administration of China, they had to come out and give out a statement about that. So the rumor is that the co-pilot might be responsible for MU5375 crash. And China's civil aviation regulator, the Civil Aviation Administration of China, refuted rumors surrounding the tragic crash of China Eastern Flight MU5375, saying this tragic accident is still under investigation and no conclusions have been drawn or on the cause of the nature of the accident yet. So that's pretty much clear. They can't just give you the bits or pieces out every time they come up and sit together. No, that's not what happens. So online speculation has been swirling over the co-pilot might be responsible for the crash, claiming the black box's data has been disclosed, with some believing that the CAAC will also require flight crews to undergo mental health monitoring, which they always do. So the rumors claim to be sourced from some public security departments, saying that the main cause of the crash is because, number one, the co-pilot's unfair treatment in China Eastern Company, and number two, co-pilot's failure investment in real estate. They are all misleading and would undermine public confidence in the ongoing investigation and may represent a violation of the law. Mr. Wu Shijie, that's his name, an official from Civil Aviation Administration of China, said on Monday. In addition, the rumors will cause another emotional damage for the families of the crew member. This crash remains under investigation and no conclusion has been drawn on the cause and the nature of the tragic accident. He noted, we will try our best to find out the cause of the accident as soon as possible and release relevant information according to the law and procedures, he said. Wu said that the crash has had an impact on the welfare of frontline civil aviation workers, and some employees have suffered from emotional strain, particularly the younger workers. The CAAC attaches great importance to mental well-being of aviation workers and requested that airline takes measurements to support pilots, flight attendants, and safety officers in managing their psychological pressure. The CAAC said that the airline's safety management is focused on the mental state and health state of the all air crew, including pilots, and the key function to the regulation. The aviation industry recently held a 2-week-long safety review, stating that it had addressed a number of safety hazards after the fatal crash of flight MU5375 on March 21st, killing all 132 passengers on board. And they further added that concrete measures should be taken to strengthen the investigation of dangers concerning aircraft maintenance, flight weather conditions, personal qualifications, and technical ability, CAAC said. So just let's discuss about that. What if? Well, there's always a what if, and of course we're not going to go into speculations on that this actually has happened. What my point would be that how this could not have happened. We need to know the Airbuses or the Boeings or all the passenger aircrafts, their safety systems, because the hijacking is also a question. And of course, this rumor that the first officer, he was responsible. So how would have he done it if he was responsible? So it's gonna just quick briefing about that. First thing is that what are the systems, the flight control systems on an aircraft, on any particular, especially the passenger aircraft. Now, mostly in a two-seater Cessnas or twin-seater Cessnas or smaller aircrafts, which are used for training purposes, both the controls are linked together. There's no autopilot, of course. So the control on the right side and control on the left side, the flight controls, they're linked with each other, that if you move one of the controls, the other one moves automatically, exactly the same. Now, if you want to go left, and you're sitting on the left side, pardon the mirror image, if you're going towards this side, and you input this side bank, this will automatically go like this. Now, if that person wants to go towards this side and you want to go towards this side, you can't have this situation. No. So whosoever has more pressure is going to take over the control. That's one thing. And same goes with pitch up, pitch down, and also the left and right rudder, the yaw, where the plane goes like this. So that's rolling, roll, and then pitch up and pitch down. So that's one thing. So smaller aircrafts are not equipped with those things, but bigger aircrafts, like the passenger aircrafts, they are totally equipped with all this kind of situation. Now, they have one autopilot. What does the autopilot do? The autopilot, it controls your pitch up, pitch down movement. It controls your roll to the left, to the right, or on both sides. And it controls the yaw. So it makes you go towards one heading. Okay, it doesn't let you go left or right. It doesn't let you go up and down. So it maintains a height. And it doesn't roll. When you have to quickly turn, you put up a bank. So that's what autopilot does. Now, once you are in autopilot mode, the aircraft controls pitch up, pitch down, left, right, yaw, and then rolls. So even you can turn with just pushing the knob to one side, and then the aircraft, it turns by itself, and all the things are controlling its movement and making it a straight and level turn. So you don't lose any height and you still turn. Because normally, if you're manually flying, if you put a left bank, the tendency of the aircraft is to go down. So to counter that, you have to put some nose up movement. So all you do is physically do that, and then you have to give the opposite rudder to counter the yaw. So same side rudder. For example, if you're turning left, again, mirror image. So if you're turning to this side, you have to give the same side rudder. Now, so the first thing is the autopilot. In Boeings, in Airbuses, in these kind of passenger aircrafts, it's the same function, but autopilot has the top thing. Now, if the autopilot is switched off, then you have to go manual. Now, in manual seats, one has the captain sitting on one side and the first officer sitting on the other side, and their controls, two controls, are interlinked. Now, if you want to turn this way, and the first officer wants to turn this way, whoso puts more pressure, the first thing, the aircraft is going to turn toward that side. Now, let's suppose they are holding equal pressure, and the limitation of that control with the device is reached, it's going to disconnect. Okay, so if the captain has more force, the first officer side is going to be disconnected. But even if you move it, this one won't have any effects. And if the first officer has more pressure, then the captain's side is going to be disconnected, and the first officer has the controls. That's how it works. Now, that's the worst condition. Normally, once you are on autopilot, let's suppose you have given it a 20-degree pitch down descend mode, and your input on the control column is more than 20 degrees. Now the autopilot will think, my captain is trying to do something by himself on the pitching up and down. So it gives you the leverage, but rolling and yawing, it still controls. So autopilot doesn't get turned off. So in this case, when the plane was initially descending down, it was on autopilot for sure. We will see that with FDR, because normally they just start the descent with the autopilot on. So it was on autopilot, going down. Now, if any external force is applied on that one, any extra force, it will keep the rolling to the autopilot and yawing movement. Autopilot will still control it, but pitch up and down will be controlled by the captain. So now the captain has the controls. Let's suppose the first officer. So the first officer has to put more pressure, okay, more pitch down pressure to get the captain disconnected. Otherwise, autopilot is going to give the controls too. And once both the controls are working, the first officer cannot just fly by himself. So once the plane is going down, the captain has the autopilot disengaged. The captain has the what you call the command, the control to go down. And once the captain is going down with this pitch down movement, of course the elevator stabilizer might have a problem just going down. Well, let's say he's the first officer. So now the autopilot will not turn on for pitch up and pitch down movement. You have to turn it off and then turn it on to get back to give the controls to the autopilot. So this was totally, now it was manual, but left and right, okay, rolls, both the roll sides are still controlled by the autopilot. So there is a place, there is an occasion at around 7,400 feet when the plane has actually come up. So that means the first officer was not that stronger, because, for example, if he had chosen to go and, kill himself along with all 132 passengers, that means, and if he's disconnected the captain's control column, there is no way that after 1 minute he just start thinking that, okay, let's abort the suicide mission, and pew, he levels off. No, that doesn't happen. So once, it means that both of the pilots, they were trying to level off. And they did level off, but as I said in my videos, because of the G pressure, they got totally fainted. And again, the stabilizer was still trimmed down position, so it went down again. So that was the technical aspect. I hope you understood. So any questions, just drop a comment below.